the real story here, which is kind of this war of words between you and Charlie and Elon. And I just want, do you even know Elon Musk?
I've never said anything negative about Elon. I mean, you're baiting me a little bit to do it. But,
I am.
But I've never, people like his car and everything, but he's trying something to improve a product, and I salute him for that. And the American public will decide whether it's a success, and it's not easy, And I don't think they will turn out to be the best investments at all. And I feel there's a very high probability I'm right.
Well, the auto market is very competitive and very fully occupied. And of course, nobody in the United States wants to lose our last two big domestic suppliers, manufacturers of autos. Well, three if you want to count Ferrari, Chrysler. And so it's hard for somebody new to come into the American market big.
What do you think about Tesla? Is that company going to become a major player?
People like his car and everything, but I don't think they will turn out to be the best investments at all. And I feel there's a very high probability I'm right.
And I haven't the faintest idea how Elon Musk is going to turn out, but I think he's got a considerable chance of success and a considerable chance of failure. He seems to like it that way. Biggest advantage is in the electric cars, where they are so close to the cutting edge of battery technology. It's already created more significance than anybody would have predicted. And its founder is bold and brilliant and swings for the fences. And of course, people like that get some remarkable results, and sometimes they get some quick failure.
Well, I think cyber poses real risks to humanity, forgetting about the problem of even misinformation. I'm just thinking of, we have railroads running over 22,000 miles of track, and some of them are carrying ammonia, and some of them are carrying, chlorine and things. We have to carry them. We have no choice about that. We're required by law to carry them. And, I would rather do that in a non-cyber world than a cyber world. And there are all kinds of things. The problem about something like cyber is that it's moving, and it's just unpredictable.
The auto market is very competitive and very fully occupied. And of course, nobody in the United States wants to lose our last two big domestic. And so it's hard for somebody new to come into the American market big.
It's intrinsically a very difficult thing to do. People are going to want to drive faster than the speed limit and so forth, and the software is not going to allow it. I think there are going to be lots of problems. But Berkshire has experienced technological destruction before. One of the earliest examples came from Bill Gates. We had this wonderful company that made this wonderful encyclopedia that produced $50 million of net income every year like clockwork. And Bill gave away a free encyclopedia with every bit of Microsoft software. And away went a large part of our profits from the encyclopedia business forever.
The real story here, which is kind of this war of words between you and Charlie and Elon. And I just want, do you even know Elon Musk?
I've never said anything negative about Elon. I mean, you're baiting me a little bit to do it. But,
I am.
But I've never, people like his car and everything, but somebody mentioned that now he's talking about financing.
Elon Musk says that Tesla will start to offer insurance for its cars and can price it better than a typical insurance company because of the data it collects from all the vehicles on the road.
But he's trying something to improve a product, and I salute him for that. And the American public will decide whether it's a success, and it's not easy. Cars are much safer to drive than they used to be. There used to be 15 deaths per 100 million miles driven. Now there's a little over 1. On the other hand, they've become much more expensive to fix. I mean, that little side view mirror, which used to cost $10, now $1,000 or something like that. So you have things that are changing in terms of, if you're writing collision experience insurance, you got to allow for the fact that windshield, the bumper, all kinds of things, or the side view mirror and all that are way more expensive.
We literally have gone from 15 deaths per 100 million vehicle miles down to something close to 1. I mean, that was huge. You got to give Ralph Nader credit for some of that. And but last year there was an uptick, which it seemed, well, there were more miles driven, but I'm expressing this in terms of miles driven. So you have to say that there was some other variable, and I think it's just almost has to be distracted driving. Anything that makes cars safer is very pro-social, and it's bad for the auto insurance industry. But nevertheless, the auto insurance industry has always worked on making cars safer. I mean, they've led the way on things like seat belts and all that. But if there are no accidents, there's no need for insurance. And I think there will be a big reduction in accidents over a longer period of time. And of course, it already has. I mean, cars have been made way, way safer. But now when you start making the driver safer, that would be a big, big jump. And that'll happen someday. And when it happens, there'll be a whole lot less auto insurance written.
Actually, General Motors had a company for a long time called Motors Insurance Company, and various companies have tried it. I would say that the success of the insurance company, of the auto companies getting into the insurance business, are probably about as likely as the success of the insurance companies getting into the auto business. I worry much more about Progressive than all of the auto company possibilities that I could see in terms of getting an insurance business. It's not an easy business at all. And I would bet against any company in the auto business being any kind of an unusual success. The idea of using telematics in terms of studying people's driver's habits, that's spreading quite widely, and it is important to have data on how people drive, how hard they brake, how much they swerve, all kinds of things. So I don't doubt the value of the data, but I don't think that the auto companies will have any advantage to that. I don't think they'll make money in the insurance business. There's no question that people will look for better ways. Now, the gross margin on new cars is about 6% or thereabouts. So there's not lots of room in the game, but that will be a method, and that will sell some cars. And if there are, it's another competitor. But I don't think it destroys the auto dealer who takes good care of the customers and is there to service the customers. And it's not an overwhelming threat, but it's obviously something that's going to be around and will sell some cars.